if you fail to pay on time, you'll get a delinquent notice in February, and then that starts the dunning process. Because you get the delinquent notice early February, just before Valentine's Day, and that's why it has a red border, and I've gotten chided by my wife for that. It has a red border on it. You'll get it just before Valentine's Day, and if you neglect to pay that until March, you'll be paying the wrong interest because March has a new interest. So you send in the February interest, and then we send you back a balance due notice, which has, I call it a dunning notice. You owe us now, thank you for your payment of $740. You owe us $2.40. That is so frustrating for us, and I can imagine how it is for the taxpayer.
Liz, talk to me a little bit about the technology in your office. I know I see a lot of people going in there, taking a look at the screen that you've got up there. What kind of information can they get, and who kind of goes in your office to take a look at?
Basically, the assessor's office is like the hub of information. When things get processed in the tax collector's office, that information comes to us to decipher and disseminate who gets what property. We have public access systems that allow people to look at the properties, and they're presently not online. And the reason that I didn't put it online was the fact that it was 1999 when we had our last interior inspections of the property in Monroe. And when I came to Monroe in 2003, I looked at that and said, you know, it's going to cost us thousands of dollars to put this online, and I'm not certain of the material that we'd be putting out there for the first time. This time we're doing a whole revaluation. We're going to .NET technology, which is the best that you can get, or the most advanced in this type of technology, and we're going to be having it available to the public online for the first time. We're expecting a lot of phone calls because people will be able to see their neighbors. They'll be able to see their property for the first time in the convenience of their own home.
And when's this going to go online?
Well, we hope that it will be available for the informal hearings in November of 2008, so that you will have that opportunity to look at the sales that I've compiled went into determining your value, and to look at your properties to make sure that they're accurate and that you're comparable to like properties in the community.
Manny, you had a point on that?
On that whole concept, there are many products out there now which are called data warehousing, and that's a IT term. If our technology department has time, they could look into data warehousing, where you could combine assessor, collector, clerk, building department, all onto one into one repository of information. So somebody from I'll give you what I saw at a demo. Somebody from EMS, if they're on the way to a house, they can look and see exactly the structure of that house inside. They would have to know if they need special equipment. Firemen they could bring up their view of the property. This is all data warehousing. The fireman on the way to a fire could see where the bedrooms are, where children are. A person needing assessment information, they could go in and look at it. But this is down the road, and I hope Monroe has the time and the funds available to go look at data warehousing. It is the wave of the future.
It's not that far down the road, actually. We've been discussing DocuShare with Xerox Corporation.
That's one of them.
And that basically does that function. Hopefully, when we are done with this process, I'm working with the state librarian as part of the archiving process, because as you know, when we try to store anything, and we're mandated to store things, it costs so much money to put additions onto town halls. We just don't have that kind of funding in every municipality around the state. So we're trying to advance our technology with the help of Xerox Corporation, our IT department, and try to really maximize our own information and make sure that it's available to the taxpayer.
I want to hit one topic before we close today, and I think this impacts both of you, and I think it impacts the town very positively, and that's the issue of senior tax relief.
Yeah.
I know this year we kind of increased. I know that all the candidates when we had the campaign were in favor of senior tax relief. I was the lucky enough guy to win and be there to be able to sign the ordinance, and was for it. A lot of seniors come into your office, Liz. How do you help them out with this? What do they need in order to have to get on the program, or at least to see if they're eligible for it?
Well, we have a coordinator in my office, Ruth Ann Kiola, and she's been working with our seniors for quite a long time. She's a well-known individual. And what she does is schedule an appointment for first-time applicants. If your income is at or below $55,000, you should call us and make an appointment to come in. We need your federal income tax for 2007 and your Social Security statement for 2007. Once you've filed your income tax, give us a call if you're even close to that line. We'd love to help you, and our program is a sliding scale based on your income. It takes a percentage off your assessment, which virtually takes a percentage off your taxes, and it's pretty substantial. Some of our folks have gone from $85, we project to go over $200 in a tax benefit. Some folks have gone up substantially higher. We can go to a max of $1,300 off their taxes in a town program. That's pretty substantial.
And that's matched by the state program, correct?
Well, we have two things, really. If you qualify for the state program, which is substantially lower, we can match the benefit that the state gives with the town's program. However, the town gives a percentage off your taxes based on your income range. If that is more beneficial to you, we'll give you the better of the two benefits.
And when do people have to be registered? By what date do they have to be registered to be part of the program for July?
Every year we take applications between February 1st and May 15th.
So seniors, you got to get out there by
Absolutely,
May 15th
please.
and get to the tax assessor's office to get there. Manny, on your part on the senior tax relief, I know last week the three of us sat down and we chatted with a senior trying to help that person make their own decision on taxes. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that, Manny.
There's only one program available through the tax office, and that's a deferral. And that program, if you don't go before the town council and get your interest reduced, which is an option, in very hard times, very stressed times, the town council may elect to reduce the interest. The deferral program allows you to defer paying taxes for 12 years. But at the end of 12 years, the tax man is going to knock on your door, and it's going to be a devastating tax bill. With the lady that was involved, that came into our office, at the end of 12 years, would owe $9,000 in the 12th year. Mm-hmm. Her total tax bill would be $90,000.
And that's because we can't interest rates. We have to put the interest. Well, anyway, I think this was an enlightening conversation. I want to thank both of you for being here. I want to remind our citizens that a lot of this information is online. You go to www.monroect.org and look up your taxes and look up your own issues, and it's a service that we've got there for you, so you don't have to leave your home. So again, Manny and Liz, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. And I want to thank the viewers for showing in for Monroe on the Record, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.